Sports Court with 13 on your side. The case, do you support tanking?
Testimony.
You should. Let's be honest, when you live in a market like the Detroit Tigers or the Red Wings or the Lions or even the Pistons, no free agents are knocking down your door to come play for you unless A, you've already established a winner, or B, you flat out overpay. The best way to develop your team is through the draft. The best way to do that when you're rebuilding is to flat out tank. Of course you support it.
Jamal, I am so disappointed in you. In fact, this is the most disappointed I've ever been with you in the history of Sports Court. Sports are about competition, and tanking is about giving up competition. You play to win the game, as the famous saying goes, and you're not doing that here. It's a disservice to the fans who pay hard bucks to go to the game. Tanking is awful. I don't support it at all.
Cross-exam. Look here, Herm Edwards. Wouldn't you agree that you can put a team out on the court or on the ice or on the field that would play hard, they just might not be as talented?
Yeah, but that's not tanking. Tanking is go out there and lose, or tanking is tinkering with your lineup so that you deliberately don't have the best chance of winning. Now, I'll say this in terms of tanking. We live in a society where there are lotteries in sports. What's the point of tanking when it may not even pay off at the end?
I say this about the NCAA tournament every year. You can't win it unless you're in it. So you're right, the lottery is all about getting the best odds. You know how to get better odds? By tanking. Lose more games. You get more ping pong balls. You get a better chance of landing that top pick, that top prospect, so you can turn your franchise around quicker.
Closing arguments.
Players will play. When I speak of tanking, I don't mean players go out and try to lose. I mean front offices and coaching staffs getting a little bit creative with the lineups they use. Look at the Pistons. They've got 6, 7, 8, 9 players at a time on the injured list with things such as tooth pain. They're finding ways to keep good players out of the lineup so they can play younger guys, develop them, play close competitive basketball, but still lose so they can likely get a top 3 pick. The Tigers need that, the Lions always need that, and the Red Wings certainly need it as they're trying to rebuild. It's all about getting the picks. I say full-blown tank.
I think the most important thing you're missing is what kind of message is this sending to your players? What kind of atmosphere is that going to foster in a locker room or a clubhouse? Players want to play for winners. Sure, some of them want cash, but most of them want to be on winning teams. At the end of this season, if I'm a guy on a tanking team, I'm demanding my agent to trade me. You're harboring a bad atmosphere in your team environment. That's not good, which is why tanking is not good.
The verdict.
So how do you rule, jury?
Head to the 13 on your side Facebook page and tell us how we got it wrong. And next week, we'll highlight our faves.
Last week's case was, do you trust the Tigers to develop Spencer Torkelson? And the comments were not so optimistic.
Adam places blame in one particular spot. A lot of the issues can be blamed on the prospects Al Avila has brought in. I don't know that I trust him.
And Aaron said the Tigers have a terrible track record with player development, especially field players. I hope I'm wrong and that Torkelson is amazing.
Well, you know what will be amazing? To have you join us again next week in Sports Court.